Hello,
Tyler!
Yes, it's working.
Hello,
No, it's not. It is. You should see his face.
You see the screen right now? Elapsed time, 13 seconds. You're good.
Hello, America. I bet you're happy that you hear that. Damn it, now you fucking piece of...
Oh, come on. You knew one of us was going to fuck it up somehow.
I do like how the timer's there, so we know how long we're doing this.
Oh my god!
And I like that bed pattern.
Okay.
Not that they'll see it.
Oh my god! Hey,
Oh, yeah, they're not... Oh, yeah, you're not going to put on...
Hey, that looks
I'm gonna edit this later.
Hey, that looks like the first bread I had during basic training.
That does look like a
Just do it like...
Hello.
I'm sorry, but that was perfect.
Hello.
That was so perfect.
Just put like...
You should see his
Tyler,
face.
just let him do it, because it's gonna be a long
No.
discussion.
Hello.
Just do it like take 1, take 2, take 3.
Hello, America. I bet you're glad to hear this voice
No,
again.
they're
This
not.
is Triple M, Mad Military Man, reporting in once again on live stream.
His face, ladies and gentlemen, his
Yeah,
face.
so if you guys are,
Yeah, it lit up.
so yeah, if you guys are lucky enough to be watching this right now, you'll know that this is completely different footage. We really don't have access.
Who the fuck is in the nude?
We really don't access any
What?
recording right now.
He's not nude. He's got.
Yeah, let's keep talking about the thing they can't see. So anyway,
No, they can see it right now, but
So yeah,
but when this becomes a video,
yeah, we're jury rigging this basically. All right. Oh,
you use my word.
well, that's what it is. It's jury rigging. Yeah, so it's like for those video editing savvy people, what we're doing is the PS4 is the only thing we get to like.
Oh yeah,
audio
Jamie,
to the
go
internet.
to my YouTube and you'll be able to find the live stream.
I'm on YouTube right now.
All right, just type a comment so we know.
So yeah, like we have.
Okay. Did you picture anything you'd like to say
Actually,
to the
maybe we should
president?
do this all the time. You know, like I can't wait to see how the audio comes out.
It's probably gonna come out like shit, like always.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so yeah, for those video editing savvy, what I'm doing is we're doing a live stream because the PS4 is the only access we have to get audio on the internet. I'm gonna download the video, and then I'm gonna rip out the audio and throw it over and record it like we usually do. All right, sounds good. Yeah, because that microphone you have was really good, Tyler.
So, what game are we talking
We're
about?
not talking about a game today.
Today we are talking about the Nintendo NX.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Nintendo's Project NX. Basically, this is probably the first video we've had in a long time where we're just talking about speculation.
Oh yeah, we got a Jimmy! Yay!
Bye, Jimmy.
Hi.
It's like we're in a baseball stadium and you're looking at the crowd.
Hi.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your fan.
Damn it, Jimmy, you threw off our groove.
So I'm talking to all my fan, and we're just like,
Threw off our groove. I'm
Alright.
sorry, but you threw off the Emperor's groove. Anyway, the NX.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I
think it's too early.
Well,
Who is
They
this?
seem to have a good time span going on. Like, I just want to make one rule with this topic. Let's not mention the Wii U at all. I think that'll make this conversation a lot more interesting because every time someone talks about that, all they can do is say, the Wii U this, and the Wii U that, and the Wii U had this problem. The Wii... I don't want... Let's just... I think this would be a lot better of a conversation, and a shorter conversation, if we just stick to the NX itself. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of, like...
Oh, that's how we get the cannonball gun.
Oh, let's talk about the thing no one's gonna see. So
Sorry,
anyway,
we're playing
yeah.
Fallout 4 at the moment.
yeah, all right. Just give people context. Since we're doing this on PS4, yeah, Tyler's playing Fallout 4.
Hey, Jimmy, did you stop watching our live stream?
I'm still here.
You jerk.
It says we have no viewers, asshole.
Traitor.
Asshole!
You know, Tyler, I do watch your live streams, and I do have to say the PS4 does have a problem with that, with the view counter.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can't you just hear the Triple M fans screaming through the...
I also have a
Oh,
problem.
there it is.
I also have a lot of problem with YouTube's live streaming. Like for one thing, like I had this thing. I don't understand why, but it kept dropping in and out my live stream. Even though it was still running the whole time, it would say it stopped like a large chunk of time, then start up again for a large chunk of time. And then when I finally get on YouTube, it's the most cluttered and mess of cut out parts. I just hated it.
Will the NX have that?
But it's in the beta, so I'm not. I don't know actually if the NX can do. I wouldn't think so because Nintendo has a history of wanting gaming consoles to be about games, and I always like that better. You know, not only does it lessen the cost, the cost. Yeah.
The cost of the system.
So you're from Brooklyn and Boston at the same time.
It reduces the price, but also I have a device for this, and I have a device for that. That was the big complaint with the Xbox One when that was announced. I have a DVD player. I have a cable box. Now these things are collecting dust to use my Xbox One, and it's like, why am I spending $500 on something that could be $300?
Just remember.
So it's like, and like for one thing, speaking of price, again, everything we say from this whole video, it's all speculation that we heard probably from months ago and whatnot. And it's very, I think it's appropriate we're doing it. We're recording this now because 2016 is beginning, and that's the year Nintendo's gonna. I want to keep this in people's minds. This is when Nintendo's gonna talk about the NX, not reveal it, not get its release date. I hate people who say, it's coming out this year. It's not coming out this year. I guarantee you 2018, which I'll be very happy with, but I guarantee you Christmas of 2000, well, I can't guarantee it, but I really think 2018 Christmas is the time it's coming out.
I would hope it is because I'm not ready for a new Nintendo console. I really am not.
Yeah, because he's still stuck on the Wii U like we all are.
Hey, this is why I made that rule. I'm telling you.
I can't afford a new one, so at this point,
well, that's
like,
the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Nintendo's aware. Nintendo's very aware this is coming in the middle of a console generation. So what they're gonna do is this again, all speculation. They want to make the NX $150, and that is an amazing price for a console. Wow. It's either gonna be that or $200, and that led a lot of people to believe that this is a handheld. But it's pretty solidified that it's going to be...
Do you really think it's going to be a handheld?
I don't think that.
I don't want it to be a handheld.
Like, here's the thing. A lot of people...
Yeah, I want it to be a console.
A lot of people think...
It's going to be another console.
Yeah, it's going to be another console. In fact, I just read today that there was this very heavy hints that it was a console from some company. I don't remember. But, you know, there's a lot of people jumping on the NX. People like this idea. Nintendo said that it's...
okay, how the...
Nintendo said it's its own idea. Like, it's going to do something completely new you've never seen before. And a lot of people say this, and I agree with them. It's nice that Nintendo's not going to say, okay, fuck it, this experiment failed, let's just do what everyone else is doing, which will go against what Nintendo's all about. So yeah, they're going to do something we've never seen before, something very interesting, and there's a lot of patents I want to talk about. Like, for one thing, this is my favorite, and I want to talk about this for a while. One of the first copyrights that came up was this idea that Nintendo, instead of using discs, would use cartridges, SD cards for their games, and that would be amazing because you'll have.
And I actually said that a week before that happened.
You did. Tyler did. Tyler called that. He said it would be really cool if they go back to cartridges. And it's like,
no, I said imagine if they use SD cards instead.
Because that would be perfect. Because you'll have all the benefits of quality and sound from a disc. But you'll also have all the benefits of a cartridge with no load times, with no like this very direct connection with the console, no laser reading.
But glitches?
There'll be glitches, of course, but like,
yeah, that's the downside of it. Nobody's gonna like that again, blowing into the cartridges again.
No,
as reminiscent as it
that's
is,
not going to be a.
really
No, that's not going to be.
It's not going to be a cartridge.
It's going to be an SD
cartridge.
No, it's going to be
SD
advantages of a cartridge. And like, you won't have to worry about battery life anymore in the cartridge itself because we have system memory now. And that's something I definitely want the NX to do. Have more memory than 32 gigabytes. That is not enough, especially if you want to push the digital buying in the eShop. It is not enough to have 32 gigabytes. I burned through that in like 2 months when I got my Wii U, and I got it on launch. That's how easy it is to fill up 32 gigabytes on a console. So it's like, but I have to say I did get an external hard drive, and now I have like 300 gigs. But I shouldn't have to get an external hard drive. I like. The PS4 and the Xbox One definitely got that right. They have a terabyte one now. It starts with a half terabyte, and it's not that hard to get memory now. I bought like 16, 32 gig. I have a 500 gigabyte flash drive, just from like a few, for like less than $30. It's like it's not hard to get a lot of memory, and that's something that Nintendo desperately needs to do because they always had memory problems with their online consoles. Like the Wii had a huge problem. The Wii U has a problem. You know, but yeah, they want to make this cheap. You know, Nintendo's I really like that Nintendo's really strategizing this. They're really thinking. They're not just saying, They're not just saying we're going to throw this out just to get our sales going up.
Yeah.
Nintendo's never done that.
You know what also
They're
I like?
treating this like it's a real thing.
Do you know what I also like? Nintendo's putting a lot of thought into it. It's not like, oh, we'll just put it out there and you'll buy it because it's Nintendo.
We're going to put up a not PS4. No, they're going to do what they always do.
No, I mean like I like how they're saying, all right, we're gonna put this out and you'll buy it just because it's Nintendo. You know?
Yeah, they're not, yeah, exactly.
They're not doing that.
Like they want to, like what they said was, because keep in mind, Nintendo. This is confirmed. Nintendo says we're gonna still support Wii U after the
Why
NX
did
is
Kate
out.
dislike that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, right. We're not live streaming. Sorry.
Like I like this idea of because Nintendo said the idea would be the Wii U would be their family console and the NX would be their core console, and I guess one day down the road they'll finally like the Wii U will obviously die off. Like a lot of people are talking about the Wii U's lifespan, and one thing they say is Zelda U is probably going to be their very last big AAA title, and then from then on they'll just have gamepad-related games.
Actually, Angry Arnold doesn't like.
I bet he doesn't. There's one thing I really like was this patent I want to talk about too. It was this patent for this new glass there's new screens that are being developed where you can make the screens any shape you want, but it'll still display the picture.
Huh?
Yeah, like and you can put buttons over the screen. So a lot of people are speculating that the controller for the NX is going to look like this. It's going to be a gamepad, except the screen is the whole controller, and they put the buttons in the middle of the screen. And like it'll have a back, obviously, but basically the front of the entire look at that PS4 controller, and just have the front of the controller is a touch screen, and you'll have the button But one thing that a lot of people hate, which I'm sure Nintendo won't do, is just have like buttons on the touch screen. No, don't ever do that. No console should ever have touchscreen buttons. That's the stupidest idea.
Why would there be?
You know, if Triple M has an opinion,
Little Cuban.
Because there's no physical feeling, and then you're always gonna miss the button with your thumb every time. Like that's what happens to me on iPhones.
Line right there.
Yeah.
hey, listen, if Triple M has an opinion on that matter, and he does,
And you do.
well, he does.
When don't you have an opinion on anything?
Don't ask him that.
Well, that's a whole other.
Well, I have an opinion on that.
Well, I actually agree with Mr. Billy B. Gap here. I don't think that. I think. Though, wait, did you say you know that they're gonna put the buttons on the pad?
I would think they'd make actual physical buttons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should do that.
Nintendo's
because-
not stupid.
Well, yeah, because I don't think that they should be putting the what game? What was that game system? It wasn't a game system. Well, I don't think they should have touchscreen buttons because that is stupid.
Well, let's
it's
say
sensitive, super sensitive.
Let's say they are that stupid. You know what's going to happen? Product testing, and that's going to go away in a second. Like remember when the Wii U gamepad was first revealed?
Yeah.
And it had the circle buttons like on the 3DS instead of the analog sticks.
Mhm.
That's what would happen. And you know what? I remember when I first saw the second version of the gamepad, I'm like, that's better. Because I never thought of it. I'm like, oh, that looks great. I like that. And it had the circle pads. When they got the analog sticks in, I'm like, much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Better shape. Because originally the back of the gamepad was flat. It was a flat surface. It didn't have the handles or the finger stripping.
Yeah. No, listen. Listen. The way things feel in your hand matters.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah. Knew that was happening.
I said that. On purpose.
But yeah, like there's so many things that are really interesting. Like, I love this speculation because it's different now. It's not only just like we're focusing on 3 consoles. We're focusing on this one. We have no idea what's going to be. Nintendo's being very good at keeping secrets, but
What do we know about it?
Nothing.
Anything at all?
not much. We know that the Nintendo's going to support the Wii U. We know there's a lot of third party.
Obviously.
Yeah, we know there's a lot of third party support for this console. Seriously, like the new what is it? The new Dragon Quest game should be going on there. The new everyone's signing on to it. Like EA made a statement saying they're looking into it right now. But and I don't know, maybe everyone.
Anyone's gonna look into getting into
no,
it.
but
Especially
everyone,
a new console.
No, but there's a lot.
marketing.
There's a lot of excitement for this. Like. That's why I think the cartridge thing is true, because how cool is that if a game developer doesn't have to manufacture discs? That's awesome.
But somebody's gonna have to manufacture.
No, all you have to do is put a ton of SD cards into a machine and download the data onto it. I'm like, I mean, honestly.
Then what happens to having that game that you go home with?
You still have it. It's no different than getting a game for your 3DS. It's the same idea.
Now, I want to talk about not to bring the track back a little bit, but what about those SD cards games? I mean, is it going to be?
It'll be no different than a disc because an SD card is great because it holds a lot of metadata. Meaning like, let's say you have a video, it's not just the video, there's also the audio, the colors, the frames, like all this, it's data within the data package. So it's like, and you know what's cool?
Are they going to start off with the terabytes?
I'd imagine, I would hope so, but here's the thing. SD cards, you can choose how much memory goes in an SD card. So you know, let's say you have a 15 gig game. They can have a 16 gig SD card or 30 gig to make it run faster.
Yeah.
And then you have like, game prices can vary too. Like let's say there's a shitty game, right? It's a really shitty game. It's like such little in it, shovelware. That can be a $10 game because there's only like half a gig of data in it. And then you can have like Xenoblade Chronicles X, and you can have like a 100 gigabyte SD card, and all of a sudden that is a $50, maybe $40 game.
Yeah.
Like I doubt they'll do that because you know marketing. They're probably gonna still make everything. They'll probably make everything $40.
And now I bet because they're listening to you and they don't want you to call their bluff.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like the fact that everyone's so excited about this, developers do not care about quote unquote. I'm going to stress that quote unquote gimmicks. They care about the price of making the game, and you know taking out discs would be an incredible time saver and money saver. Because you know game development's getting so expensive. I think that's a perfectly I didn't think about that till that rumor came up. It's a perfectly logical next step for game publishing is to just put them on new versions of cartridges.
Controller now for the
Excuse me.
PS4?
They always had that.
Yo,
I've
Nick,
never seen it.
Yeah?
before.
down on the floor. Grab me that card over there.
This was interesting.
Under the table.
There's also a lot of arguments on how powerful this console is, but everyone's confirms that it's around the same power as PS4 and Xbox One. That's the only thing that can definitely be confirmed. So,
Nice, Nick.
but what I like is no one's talking about the power of this console. Everyone's actually talking about the what the console can do. Like one idea, which I hate, is this idea that it's a console handheld hybrid. I don't care what I don't care what people
No.
say.
I would love to see how they do that.
I don't-
because
I would-
no, I can picture it right now. It'd be a setup similar. The console part would be a setup similar to the Wii U, and but the controller would be.
Well, here's how
I would imagine it would be a smaller size, and you could actually take it as a
but
separate.
Here's how the speculation worked. There's some people made pictures of the idea. It's like here's the gamepad, right? This screen is the handheld controller, and you slip it in. And then,
Oh,
and then the controller becomes a shell. Then you can take it out, and with cloud
okay.
games,
So the console controller is an
Yeah.
attachment to the portable controller.
But here's the
Apparently I'm
thing.
not done with the
That's what
scavengers.
killed the PSP, and that's what killed the Vita. So
What? They did that?
no, but they kept pushing this idea of the unification between a console and a handheld, where they're
Ah.
two different mediums. Like it's like saying every game's not going to be controlled through my iPhone. Like yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
yeah.
It sounds like a futuristic thing, but it's annoying.
Are they like legit?
Like it's just annoying.
Is he?
And it's just it's a pain. It's a constant charging on my phone I don't need. It's like I have a phone and I have a console. I want to keep it that way. And you know, like I personally like the idea of it. Just I like that idea with that cool shaped glass thing to make the screen the whole controller. Like that's cool.
Well, wait a second. How is that gonna?
It's a new technology they're working on where like you can have these fancy computer screens.
So
like,
this is gonna be like a Tony Stark game.
pretty much, yeah. It could be. Again, this is all speculation. We don't know until E3 of this,
Well, hey,
this
listen.
year.
I'm
assuming,
excited.
I'm already assuming this is coming out. By the way, guys, I'm already assuming this is coming out 2016. That's why I say E3 of this year.
Well, listen. I'm saying. I welcome a new Nintendo system because hey, I'm a Nintendo fan. You know, I'm a Nintendo guy. Nintendo all the way. You know, fuck Sony and fuck Microsoft. But anyway, I don't think I'll be happy if they do the hybrid.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either.
I'm not gonna be happy if they do the hybrid.
Because you know what? It also
Personally, I would
hybrid
say
means
go
what?
for it, just to
Hybrid
see
means
how they
what?
can turn out. Because
you can take the controller.
Nintendo has had a history of taking ideas that were not popular at the time and making them work.
True, but what's different here is it's forcing an extra product that people don't want. Again, think of the Xbox One. that forced a lot of things that people didn't want.
Yeah, and people got upset,
Yeah.
and
And then
Microsoft went back on it, saying,
Yeah.
you know what? If you're right. This was a dumb idea. Let's do it.
you know what?
We're gonna
We're
do
gonna
it your
go
way.
bankrupt, so you
We're
guys
gonna do it your way.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, not. It wasn't that they were gonna go bankrupt.
I
from it.
know.
They were-
I know. I'm just kidding. I know.
Ow.
That
Well,
was.
if you look at their
You okay there,
history-
bud?
That was
Croc?
That was hilarious. Tyler had the phone up and he took off the stand for the phone. And that's the exact moment Jimmy, because Jimmy's talking through Skype on the phone, so it's like, ow,
Yeah, it was like, what the hell?
ow.
Sorry, Jimmy, but you did it at the perfect time.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Because Tyler has on the stand and Skype's going through the phone and the camera for Jimmy, so it's like he grabs the stand, the second takes
They
off.
can see you trying your
Ow.
phone, dear.
That was funny. That was funny. But yeah, you know what? I hope a lot of these rumors are true. I really like what's going on, except for the hybrid thing. I'm not that into that because they even said the 3DS is gonna be around for a long time. They said that we have not done the 3DS family yet, and you know the
Well, to
DS.
make another handheld
I think
would be
that- I-
stupid.
yeah,
Just
honestly,
made the new
the-
one.
I think the DS and the 3DS is pretty much done. I really think they need
Well,
to
that's
stop
what they said
making-
about the Game Boy. Don't forget that. And then we had like you
No,
saw.
every time
Yeah,
they
and
make
then
a
that
new
lasted a
console
few more years.
or
Yeah.
a new game, keep in mind, I think Miyamoto himself even quoted himself and said, every time we think of a game or anything, we always think this is going to be the last one. He
Yeah.
said that about Smash Brothers.
Yeah, they
too.
said.
He said we
You're talking
can't.
about Sakurai.
I'm talking about what?
Sakurai.
Masahiro Sakurai.
Yeah, not-
Oh, I
not
thought you said the
Miyamoto.
game. I'm like, say what?
No.
Yeah, you know Mashi Boy?
Sakurai is the one who says every Smash Brothers is the last game.
No, yeah.
That's what they said about.
he said.
That's what they said about Pokemon Gold and Silver too. That was gonna be the last Pokemon.
Yeah.
game.
It's like
Yet
you can't
here we
pick
are
what
now.
they're
And then
gonna
there's
come up with.
Halo.
And we
There's
are.
Mass Effect. There's
Remakes.
Star Wars. Oh my god. Stop it, Nick. Stop showing me funny pro analogies with action movie stars.
You know,
For-
Nick, why don't you
for
put
those who don't
that
know-
into the microphone? And
For those who don't understand what's going on, I'm playing Broforce during this whole thing.
Damn it, Nick.
During this whole session, and I'm just every time I unlock a new character in Broforce, I'm just showing it to Billy just to make him laugh.
It's all bro in action movie heroes. Oh,
How about Charles Bronson?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Charles
Yeah.
Bronson and
I
Death
love the Texas Walker Ranger one. What was it called?
There was one for Blade, and it's called Braid.
There was a random bro. That was an easy one.
There's
That's
there was. Fucking,
But yeah, like I think the most important part. You know, that's a good segue. Ironically, because I do want to talk about one thing that's a big concern to NX is its third-party support. How much will it get? And again,
I contributed.
yeah, again, it's very. A lot of people are a lot of developers seem to be very excited about the NX. Again, I think that semi-confirms the SD card idea, but we'll never know really. But, and I like that this time Nintendo can't say we won't reveal anything because it'll copy it. Because how are you gonna do that in the middle of a generation? You can't. And you know that brings me back to this talk about when it's coming out. And I can't stand the people who say it's coming out this year. That is almost technologically impossible.
Honestly, Nintendo doesn't even make anything up and then just say
Yeah.
it's coming out. Zelda is taking 2 years. Zelda Wii U is taking 2
That's
years.
because
So please don't tell me that they're gonna come up with
yeah,
a
because
console
Nintendo's
in a year.
Yeah, Nintendo's famous for delays. Like the Wii was
Well,
supposed
that's
to
good. Make it good.
Yeah,
You know.
the Wii was supposed to come out in 2005, but there was also all these things with Nintendo was still hiring core developers, and the NX was only revealed because of their smartphone announcement. They didn't want to be like Konami, where it's like, oh fuck you guys, we're all gonna just go to smartphones from now on. They're like, we're still doing games, even though we have this quality of life thing, and we're doing the smartphone thing. And like that's the only reason the NX was. The NX probably would have been revealed in E3 last year, in 2015. If it wasn't for that fact. If it wasn't for the fact, like I really believe that, if it wasn't for the fact that they announced the smartphone games thing, they would have never revealed the NX until E3 of last year, or at least say, hey guys, we have a new console, Project NX, or at least say that and give like a sketch of it. I don't know, because you know what, we know nothing about it because they don't have much to go on right now. They're working on it. They know it. They know the concept. They have the idea. They have the copyright set. All they have to do is just get it together.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know what this is going to be. I'm hoping the console box will be small. I doubt that, but I would hope it would because this generation had big consoles and it's really been taking up space in my room.
Really, I like the PS4 size.
It is not. No, they're nice. They're
No,
nice.
actually, I
They're
have
nice
to say the
designs,
look
but
of the
they're
PS4
huge.
is like very beautiful. Like maybe even the most beautiful console I've ever
No,
seen.
it's nice, but, they're
it's
big.
still bulky.
Yeah, it's big. Like the Xbox One's the worst offender of that.
Like look at the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
No, not the Super Nintendo. The NES top holder. Look
Yeah.
how skinny that shit is. Like they can't make a. And that was in the.
Well, it's different now because
know?
it's different
Come
now
on.
because you have to get a laser disc in rear.
Oh, get
You
your
have to get-
laser discs
Yeah, you had-
and your Blu-rays.
Well, yeah, you have to get a Blu-ray drive. You have to get a memory processor.
Look it up. My smartphone probably has all of that shit, and it's half the size.
Well, all the NES really had was a pin adapter, and a game reader, like a Game Boy type thing. Like nowadays, you have to have a whole GPA, a whole PC thing.
It has to
Whole
have a,
EGN,
it has,
a
wait,
whole
wait a second. Wait a second. It
Yeah.
has to have a grade point average.
Really? Really? You make that joke?
He said GPA.
Yeah,
What's it? It has to have a
Wait,
grade
what
point
did
average.
you-
I demand.
Yeah.
I demand my Wii U have a 4.0, no less.
Well, I might be seeing the wrong acronym.
Hey,
but,
NX.
point is, it needs to have a hard drive in it, and it needs to have two kinds of
NX
hard
4.0.
And with
3.0.
and when
above
gaming,
average.
it has to have two a lot of time. And then
Damn it, Nick.
Broskin.
I'm just gonna keep on doing this until we're done.
Why don't you say something useful into the mic, you know?
Why?
Because you're a bickering gamer. At least bicker.
True.
But yeah, like I don't know what the hell I'm
I
gonna
mean, I'm playing the game, so that's another story.
I'm already out of outlets too. That's
What does
a
the
pain in
game have
neck.
to do with the video? It's not even a Nintendo game.
Yeah, I'm also.
It's not doing with the
Fallout
video, it's doing with the
4.
live stream that we are actually currently going through.
Yeah.
But the live stream is about the new Nintendo
Because there's
console
one
coming
PlayStation
out.
sucks.
there's,
So what would a PlayStation 3 game have to do with that?
there's two,
PlayStation 4 A and B. It's because I'm trying to entertain the people that may be watching this, so
They're
they're
not.
not just here for listening
Tyler,
on
what
Billy.
makes you
So then
think
why
they
don't
were
you play a
listening?
Nintendo game so that at least
Because we
it's
cannot play
Great,
a
now I forgot
Nintendo
what I was
game
gonna
on the
say.
PS4,
gonna
and B,
say
the
something?
Wii U
I
cannot
forgot.
live stream directly from the system like the PS4 can. This is the only
yeah.
way we are able to do this.
I remember.
You could have said that first then.
I said that.
We did earlier, like much
What?
earlier.
Hey VGab, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one thing I'm very certain on is there's not gonna be any backwards compatibility. I think backwards compatibility is a great thing in the past. I'm actually kind of thankful of that because there's one thing I don't like about the Wii U is
Now-
it's two Wii's duct taped together and it's a very awkward.
No. See, that's my problem. That's my problem. That's where I disagree with
Yes,
you.
I
I-
believe in backwards compatibility.
Same here.
I don't.
High five.
Yeah,
because it's
There we go.
it is great. It has its advantages, but it jacks up the price of a console. It makes the console look awkward and bulky.
But how many
And,
years is this thing coming out
Bullshit.
in?
It doesn't
Don't you
look.
want to still be
That's the-
continuing
that's
the
the
games that
fault.
you're playing?
Well, that's the fault of 500 gigabytes. I'm talking about the Wii U purely. The Wii U is two duct tapes, two Wii's duct taped together.
It's two duct tape.
There is
Wii U
literally
together.
a Wii in that console. They literally took a Wii and put it in that console to make it backwards compatible. How annoying is that?
It's not. I
Hey,
like
not
playing
really,
games
huh?
on it.
I like it too. Look, you guys are thinking of this not critically enough. I'm talking about this from a purely economic standpoint. Like, for one thing, we're having a console in the middle of a generation. I would rather just I'm going to keep my Wii U regardless. Whether you're someone who keeps their consoles or not, which I do, so it doesn't really
Yeah,
affect me.
it's not about the console. It's about the backwards compatibility.
It does
It's how
help.
you're talking about the backwards compatibility, like the bad thing.
It's not
a
a
lot
bad
of people want. A lot of
Again,
people
you're
like
thinking of
having
this as a gamer standpoint.
He's
I'm thinking of
saying it
this
as
as
an
a
economic
consumer. I'm thinking this as a consumer and for marketing.
Yes, and what the consumer wants is backwards compatibility.
He's
Remember
sa-
when the
Nick.
Xbox
He's
One?
saying it
Nick,
also
Nick,
goes
Nick, Nick,
inside
you're not
with-
saying you're
they're
not getting what he's saying.
I'm not saying what they're not. I'm saying it's much better for the console's sake because the PS4 is doing well because it's $400. It would have been $450 to $500. They could play PS3 or maybe PS2 games. It's not worth the price anymore, and people should keep their consoles. Look, I get it. You know, some people want to trade their console.
room.
It's
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. I would have
Yeah, I mean,
money.
some people
Listen.
act there's a deal that goes on in GameStop and other game stores where if you give them your previous generation console, and you trade it in with them, you get.
And I get
it
that.
takes off like $200,
I get that, but that money,
$250.
I get that, but that
So
money
people like that
money
backwards
traded
compatibility
in
is more economic.
But that money traded in is the money you can save that backwards compatibility in.
To be honest, when they trade in the games, they don't get shit for it.
Here's the problem, though.
I get like one
The
card.
thing is,
Well, I'm
sometimes
not talking about the games, I'm talking
Sometimes
about
if you
the
don't have room
console
for this
itself.
shit, I mean, like,
That's
what
what a
about
basement's
what if you
for.
wanna? What if you?
What about people who
really-
don't have basements like
That's what a
yours
living
truly?
room's for.
And if you have,
I've already got.
Look,
I've got like 4
In
consoles.
today's
in
day
the-
and age,
Like maybe
yeah, look
10.
at your girlfriend.
pathetic.
I have 7 consoles in my room, and I buy double games.
yeah, but your room's a mess.
Actually,
Yeah.
my room is very organized. It's
I
organized
agree.
mess. My dad says the same thing about my room. You don't have to say. Your
I love
room
how
is
I
like,
agree
it
with
looks
him
like
that your room's a mess. I've never been in your room.
Yeah, your room's a mess, because I'm on the other side of this argument.
If you think my room's a mess, you should look in the back of my TV and see how organized the.
I
cables
say
are. Everything's
we organize 'em.
labeled.
I say-
Yeah, look how
I'm never
file
able
all
to.
all the wires.
I
make
had to
them
do that though.
labeled.
But you know what? My room is orderly. But you know what? I had to do that too.
Yeah, like we're
because
yelling at each other about this. It's so stupid.
We're bickering gamers, Rose.
I say we organize a march on Nintendo.
Please,
backwards compatibility.
oh, God damn it,
backwards
please
compatibility.
Look, all right, look, let's just get this straight. I like
down,
backwards.
Greg.
No, for the record, I love backwards compatibility. I boasted the idea that the Wii U was the only console with backwards compatibility.
Well, what year did the
but
Wii U come
you
out?
have to think of this from
Like 2013,
you have to think of this
2012.
from a manufacturer and
No, I
consumer
thought it was like
standpoint.
8.
It's
Wii U?
getting to be too much now. Remember
No,
you know
the
you know,
Wii maybe. The Wii
you know when the
no.
PS3 came out, they all burned out because of the backward compatibility drives, and then the Wii U freezes sometimes. It had freeze problems in the beginning because of its Wii attached to it, like some weird sewed on.
You mean Wii games would freeze?
No, the console itself, because it's so much processors, it's so much more money. And again, yes, I get that whole you can trade in the last one, get the old one, and what are you gonna, and how you gonna play the games. But that money you're
I'll trade it
saving,
in.
that money when you trade in the console, you're saving is the same price they can cut off the console itself if they didn't have backwards compatibility.
But what about the?
When did the Wii U come out?
The Wii U came out 2012.
It's
No,
literally.
I'm sorry, 2011.
Yeah, that's literally 10 years should be a good time to make a new console.
The Wii U came out when
and
we were
then
in college?
don't have to worry about backwards
Yes.
compatibility. I'd say.
Yeah, everyone feels like the Wii U's not been out long because no one bought it the first 2 years of its lifespan. That's the only thing. But like I was one of those weird people who bought it on launch, and trust me, I think it was 2012. I'm sorry. Yeah, the end of 2012 into 2013 was a really boring year for me because I didn't have a PS3 then. I had no interest in getting an Xbox One, especially at that time.
Who gave
I had
you
no
a
interest in getting a
PS3?
PS4. You did. You should. And I had nothing.
hear
I was
that?
watching Netflix and playing Pikmin 3. Again, I love Pikmin 3, but I was
Whoa.
watching Netflix and playing Pikmin 3.
Assholes.
That's all I was doing for a whole
And
year.
then last
Shut up,
year,
Rosemary.
the best person ever got him a PS3.
Shut up.
So
She
now
was a
he doesn't
traitor.
stay at home
She was a
playing
traitor.
Hey,
She was
you
a
know what?
traitor.
I have to say, one of my first, but my second game console I've ever owned was a Sony system. I had the PS2.
Down with
And
Sony. Down with Microsoft.
Sony is a good
Seriously,
system.
dude,
It's a good system.
But there's one thing.
As Tyler is playing on Switch
Yeah,
right
you-
now in this video, like, come on.
let's agree on this.
Nintendo rocks.
Let's agree on this. I agree with you
I'm
that
a number
that
one
Nintendo
Nintendo
rocks,
first, but Sony is.
Okay,
but Sony
Alright.
is a good runner-up.
All right, let's make a good.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
All right,
That's
all right.
good.
Okay, fine. Sony is good, but screw Microsoft.
Shut up and sit down, Grit. Sit down.
Honestly,
Alright.
they work more on
I'm
the
adding on
PC
to the
than
rules. No more mentioning-
honestly. Microsoft. Let me just say this: Microsoft does work well on the PC. They work more on the PC
Yeah,
than they
I
do
do agree.
on their own game system. So
because they have the advantage of that.
yeah,
Must we
because
all bicker at one
that was a business they came in.
No, but like, all right, let's. All right, I'm adding on to the rule book. Can't talk about Wii U. Can't talk about any other console. New rule book. Any other gaming? I'm sorry. Any dedicated gaming device.
Shit, what do you think this is? What do you
gonna-
think this is? A
I'm
dictatorship?
gonna lawyer your shit. I'm gonna lawyer
This
this
is a democracy. A republic democracy.
I'm gonna lawyer this shit.
Triple M, don't make me sit on you.
I'm gonna lawyer
Oh,
this
please, you
shit.
can't get up.
Because that's.
Trustful.
Oh God!
Damn pants, Tyler. Seriously.
Oh my god.
I am so glad
He is-
That with sweatpants. I'm
Wow.
telling you.
I forgot what this was like. I really forgot.
He has Tyler has Greg in a
Come on, Greg.
Triple
Come on,
M
use the flashlight.
in a cold right now or bear hug.
Yeah, get the flashlight.
He's going for the flashlight.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Up,
let
but-
go of him.
Triple M is going for the flashlight, but He's having a hard time with Tyler.
Can we-
Oh, he's got the flashlight in his hand. We can just turn it on, shining in his eyes.
It's not good.
That's
And-
not what it does.
What does it do,
I'm
Rosemary?
actually kind of scared what it does.
Yeah, kind of scared.
It's out of batteries.
Okay.
Oh, it's one of those seizure lights.
Oh God, no! Don't point it towards me.
Did you forget how it works?
What is it? A taser?
You're gonna edit all this out, right?
No. Do I ever?
Come on,
Just let go so we can continue.
Go.
Tyler, just let go.
It's on.
Tyler, go play your game. Here, pick up your controller. Thank you for playing your
Don't
dance. Thank you. I didn't have to tell you that. Thank you.
God,
Don't say I can't do anything like that again.
Sit down.
You already knew I could. Rosemary, next time I'll do it to you. And see how fast you can get away from that.
Can we just continue with the topic at hand?
I
Right.
thought we were bickering gamers.
But
Yeah, but we're not fighting gamers.
no, yeah.
That's a different thing altogether.
Me and Triple
No,
M
no,
are.
no.
happened?
We're not brawling
Short
gamers.
circuited it.
All right, so put that back, please. Thank you. All right, all y'all suck.
I would use the chair when that.
All y'all be stupid. Okay.
Yeah, I still got the handcuffs.
Yeah. Thank you for
You should have
announcing.
handcuffed him.
Why
Yes.
would you say?
What's that?
Mace.
Oh, I thought it was
Bear
a
mace.
bottle of water or something.
Okay, so that guy wasn't the Terminator.
That was probably another Schwarzenegger character.
But yeah, like I'm looking forward to E3 this year. I can't wait to see what they'll have in store. Like I would love to see some game demo, some tech demos. Like I imagine they'll do a Zelda tech demo like they always do. Like maybe they'll show off some Mario type thing. I would love it. Like here's I think this will be fun. Let's talk about launch titles because I think Nintendo has a lot under their belt they can do for launch titles. I'm gonna say two right now. I think there'll be a Metroid game as a launch title, and I think there'll be a F-Zero game as a launch title.
F-Zero game is a launch title?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do that.
Why?
And obviously they'll probably have Mario Galaxy. I'm betting there's gonna be Mario Galaxy 3 as a launch title for the NX.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm betting on that.
Well, I want there to be a Mario title.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be.
They may have. Now that I think about it, they may actually have a Pikmin. Have Pikmin
Pikmin
4.
But see, that's the thing.
But that's close
When
to
you
development. I would think that would come out on the Wii U and PS and NX.
When you wait
Yeah, that
that
probably
long
could
to
be-
do a Mario Galaxy game, it makes a difference.
Well-
And to wait 5 years
It hasn't been that long.
to do a new system, it's just like what the PS4 did. It's just meaningless. And then the whole backwards compatibility thing, it's like it's all just thrown to
Well, that's what's cool
shit.
about the eShop right now. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are on the eShop. You can play it on your Wii U, no problem. And even if
I know that's not what I'm trying to say though. I'm just saying they make it a comeback. Making a new console in 5 years isn't a comeback. Make it in
A console-
at least 10.
no, that's way too long.
That's what it used to be.
No, believe it or not, console generations will last 4 to 5 years. Like I was really shocked how long the PS3, Wii, and 360
It's
life
not
cycle was.
needed.
That was 7
point.
years. That was a long time for a game console generation. Like for instance, NES was 85 to 91. That was long. But then there was the
How long is the wait?
then there was the Super Nintendo 2006 to 11. Then there was no, I'm sorry, 2006 to 12. That was a long time. And then it's like you have you had the Super Nintendo, which is 91 to 95. Then the N64 was 96 to 2001. It was supposed to be 2000, but the GameCube got pushed back.
How long is the GameCube? The GameCube must have been
It
like.
was 2001 to 2006, so that was only 5 years. That's a normal lifespan. That is a normal
okay.
lifespan.
I thought it was shorter because.
No. Yeah, that is a normal
It didn't
lifespan.
sell a lot. Not sell a lot, but it didn't make a lot of games.
Yeah. The earliest I will take the NX is Christmas of 2017. I think that's fair, and I think it does give the Wii U a nice long 5-year cycle. I can live with that.
I think they're definitely trying to cut off the Wii U because they know
They're
that
not.
the
They're
sales
going.
aren't
They're
good.
going to. Yeah, that's why. Let's face it. But it's not that early, and I think Sony and Microsoft are way too comfortable with where they are right now, and they have. And what's going to be interesting about next generation is the fact that Sony and Microsoft have both said they want to stop making consoles and just stream on TVs from now on.
I thought you said we weren't supposed to be talking about Microsoft.
We're not talking. We're not talking. I said no gaming dedicated devices. I didn't say about companies. But yeah, but there is a point to it. Like the NX, that means the NX will be Nintendo in general will be the only people making consoles from that point on. And yes, it is different. and it would be really weird for how physical copies of games will work. It'll probably bankrupt the hell out of GameStop. But
why is that?
because if you make consoles only on TVs for streaming, that's all digital. There's no discs. There's no. I don't think they'll do it because a lot of their traditional gamers will get pissed. But yeah, they don't want to make consoles anymore. They just want to stream off it. Like the PS TV, they say that's the future. Just having a streaming service on your TV to buy digital copies of games that can be in cloud gaming forever and ever, and all you gotta do is buy a TV, which is the same price as a console anyway. It all sounds really nice, but I am a very big traditionalist with games, so I don't believe in that. I see a future where the NX is probably the only console out there. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of talk about how successful the NX is going to be. This was surprising. Patcher, of all people, actually said there's like a 60%, he was either said a 60 or 70% chance of the NX being successful. I was shocked he gave it that much credit. And like, yeah, and I totally see that. A lot of analysts are saying there's a good chance it'll be successful, and if it fails, that's really bad for Nintendo, like really bad.
You know, I actually am thinking like, you know how the Wii U got popular with the new Super Mario Brothers U?
That never got popular with New Super Mario Bros. U. Everyone hated Everyone hates New
Not
You mean Smash Bros. Right? Or Mario Kart 8.
No, Mario Kart 8.
like
That's
the new
what.
Super
Sorry.
I like it too.
No, sorry.
Don't like it.
Sorry. I mean,
it was typical.
I meant Mario Kart 8. You know how the Wii U got popular with Mario Kart 8?
Barely, but yeah.
Well, maybe they should consider the launch title a launch game for the NX, a Mario game. Keep it traditional.
No, they always do that. There will be a Mario game launch title. There is no doubt about that. But I'm just saying, Nintendo knows they're going to turn some heads with a Metro title and an F-Zero title. Like, for one thing, I hate people who are going to say Zelda U is going to be for both consoles. For one thing, they don't know what the NX is going to do, and it's going to be completely different games, and that'll be way too much of a...
Well, it depends. Are they going to be coming out at the exact same time?
No, it's coming out
to which it's like if you like what they did with the 3DS. Remember when Majora's Mask came out right when the new 3DS came out? So they made it for both consoles.
You think they'll have a lot of third-party support?
That was fair.
No, that's because a new 3DS... That's not a new 3DS game, too. It's just a 3DS game.
But do you really think that they're going to have...
two different consoles?
That's different. Because the new 3DS can play 3DS games. It just has enough power to make a different 3DS format.
Well, you made a comment to say that also what depends on success is the third-party backups.
Definitely.
Well, here's the thing. Do you really think third parties are going to back this up? Because, I mean...
I think so.
I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. I mean, I grew up with Mortal Kombat. They had Nintendo games for Mortal Kombat, but now they don't have them anymore.
That's because...
Yeah, Ed Boon's a dickhead. But
no, it made me... the one thing the Wii U made me realize is that third-party developers, not the developers, the higher-ups, are very fickle people. They only care about install base, and that's it. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I give Activision a lot of credit. They went out and did what Ubisoft failed to do. They said that we support all game platforms because we support the idea of all gamers having access to our games. Thank you. And and it's like that's something Ubisoft was trying to do, but then they completely just ditched and made.
I know. Well, that's why I
bad.
boycotted Ubisoft.
Yeah, I know. But that's a different discussion. I know what you're saying. Like, here's the thing. Like with Zelda U, that's gonna be a Wii U game because it's coming out in 2016 before the console's gonna be even announced. And on top of that, that'll be development hell to make two different consoles. Like at least with the Wii and the GameCube, all you had to do was make motion control map to the B button. Yeah. That's all you had to do, and flip it in reverse to make right-handed people feel comfortable. That's all you had to do. In fact, that flipping in reverse was a mirror
Don't you
effect.
make left-handed people feel comfortable?
No.
Because right-handed people
No, Link
come
is
first.
left-handed. So because since most people are right-handed,
No, you are left-handed.
the
What
Wii
happened?
The Wii version.
being racist.
The Wii version.
The Wii version of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Is a
Since
mirror
Link is
reflection of the game.
left-handed, it would have been weird for right-handed people, which is most of the world, to be able to use the Wii remote to accurately swing Link's sword, because that's how you did it in Twilight Princess. So to correct this, they flipped the whole world on its
It's a mirror effect.
yeah, they made a mirror effect.
And
Where everything that was on Link's left was on his right, everything that was on his right was his left, so that Link in Twilight Princess would be right-handed,
And I want to point out,
allowing people
that mirror
who was
effects,
right-handed to be able to play it with no problems.
yeah, and I want to point out that That mirror effect was a huge shortcut, because if they didn't do that, they'd have to build the whole game from scratch, which they're not going to do. Which they would have to do between the NX and the Wii U, because of the use of the touchscreen.
And it also explains why in Twilight Princess, the whole layout of Hyrule is completely different.
It's weird. Like the HD version's
like I think Death Mountain was supposed to be on the right side.
Yeah,
but it's on the left now.
It flipped the Ocarina of Time design.
Yeah,
and it did look weird. I always thought it looked strange.
But you still there, Jimmy?
Yep.
Yeah, you've been quiet this whole time.
Shadow Dragon, what do you have to say about this? Speak up.
What?
Speak up.
What?
Speak up, boy!
NX?
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I talked like
Greg
that.
was kind of
But yeah,
That one's good.
RoboCop. RoboCop.
I love it. I love doing this.
We need a new charger for your Mac, dude.
What is
I know.
what
Oh, I had that same
opinions do you hold on the very fickle matter of the NX strategy?
Not much, actually. It depends if Nintendo can actually, carry it out there what they're planning to do.
Absolutely.
They can have
My Sifu.
Because you know what? That's so true, because the Wii U itself had a lot of poor executions.
They promise a lot of things, but they don't actually execute it.
Here, I'm going to tell you, though, why the NX is going to be way different than the Wii U. The problem with the Wii U was the same problem the PS3 and the 360 had. Developers didn't know how to program HD games. It was a totally new thing. Like, a lot of the Wii U was supposed to have
I thought you put them away again.
The Wii U was supposed to have the gaming history's largest launch window in any of the history of Nintendo consoles. I remember that E3, they said that. We have over 25 games in the launch title. That is for the launch window, meaning from December to March. That was incredible, but they didn't realize when they were making Pikmin 3, oh shit, this is hard. Making HD games is harder than we thought. Because that happened. That's why the PS3 and the 360 did so poorly in the beginning. Because all the developers didn't know how to make HD games. There was a problem with lighting. There was a problem with polygon counts. There was a problem with this, problem with that. Games are more expensive, and all of a sudden everything got into shitstorm. But they got used to it. Nintendo never did. Like, I think if the Wii was HD and it fell back with the rest of the consoles, the Wii would be a much different console than it is now. A much different console. But that's the facts. So the NX, they know what they're doing now. They know how it works. Like this whole awkward.
They won't make the same mistakes they did with the Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii U. I think if Rayman Legends wasn't delayed because it was a third-party game, that would have helped out a lot. I think if the Pikmin 3 wasn't delayed, if they didn't delay Mario U, if Mario U wasn't the only game out when it came out, basically, when they promised a very large launch titles,
and they didn't. And unfortunately, they weren't able to deliver.
Yeah, because
honestly, I would love to. But honestly, I would prefer it. They delay something instead of sending.
Well, yes, absolutely. But
and then it coming out better than it could have been.
Absolutely, but the problem
as compared to
but the problem wasn't quality. It was making the game in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
That's the difference.
Well, honestly, you didn't want to go into full like Sonic 06 on us.
No, absolutely not. I know. I understand.
Because you could have considered that. It was either they released the game when they said it was, but it becomes Sonic 06.
I know, but I just want to point out.
Or they delay the game, but it's Sonic Colors, I guess.
Well, that's not the point.
Because that's the only thing that...
Absolutely, but the point is it's not the quality of the game I'm talking about, it's the amount of games that came out in the Wii U's lifespan. Because they had the games ready, they had the mass rate, they had problems with getting the game running. Because you can make a game... The hard part about developing is you make games on computers. And when you have to make it to a console, you have to draw back. Like 007 on the N64, GoldenEye game, is a perfect example. Because that was going to be an extremely different game. Because it was hard. They got delayed because in the beginning of the N64's lifespan, it was promised to be a lot more powerful than it actually was. Like they were promising arcade-level graphics. So with Killer Instinct being a perfect example, Rare was like, oh, cool. So they did all this stuff that they can do for arcade machines, and then they had to bounce it back.
They all kind of look the same.
Like, that's basically what happens in every console generation, but it really hit the Wii U hard because they had the problem that Sony and Microsoft had the generation before. And, you know, that's a whole different debate on whether or not the Wii should have been HD. I mean, whatever. I don't think makes a difference, but... it just the NX will be a different console. That I have no doubt about that. Like Nintendo said, they were looking into cloud gaming. I'm sure they're going to do cloud gaming in the future, especially with their new Nintendo loyalty program. How that works.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can see the Nintendo Network being
Sounds
used
like
to
it's
its
gonna
full
be more
potential.
online though.
Why are they calling it the NX?
They're not.
Actually, they did say that. It's not going to be the name of the console. They always had projects. Like the GameCube
So
was Project Dolphin.
Yeah.
And the Wii was Project Revolution.
Why?
There's actually no reason the NX is the NX. And Iwata asks, the guy who was asked about it, I was just reading this on the email one day, he said, I don't know, it just sounds cool. That's basically the reason for calling it the NX. Like, the Revolution was because of its graphics.
I would do
don't know
it
why
like that.
they called it the Dolphin for the GameCube. I don't know any other project names other than that. Like, they do that all the time. Like, for example, Star Wars, they do this in movies too. Star Wars, when they were filming Episode 5 and 6, they called it Blue Harvest. And they would have the crew wear Blue Harvest hats and shirts. That way fans don't sneak in and try to sneak in the movie. Like, they had really poor security in the Suicide Squad movie, because apparently everyone got pictures and everyone got this. If they had a code name, that wouldn't be a problem. Like a lot of movies, games, they do.
Yeah, a popular series or something that they know.
It's popular, right?
Yeah, something that's like a popular series like Suicide Squad, or a popular movie series like Star Wars. You gotta make a
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta make a code name.
Yeah,
you gotta make a code name for it, so they don't know it.
Yeah.
I get it, because Blue Harvest was what Luke Skywalker was supposed to be preparing for, rather than masturbating to his Jedi dreams.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yes, exactly.
Not sure that's how the movie went, but
no.
okay.
In episode 4, there was a thing in Tatooine called the Blue Harvest.
Yeah,
I know.
He was supposed to be preparing for Blue Harvest rather than.
I was talking about the. Never mind.
Oh, you're talking about the instead part, I'm guessing. The part that nobody else batted an eye to, because we're that used to this fuck. Hi, Triple M.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Indubitably, good sir.
That sir.
say.
That sir is indeed a fuck. Yes.
Hereinafter shall be referred to as.
And one that I do not give.
This one.
And one for which I
A
cannot
fuck
give.
I do not give.
Thank you, Yoda.
Many fucks I do not give.
Many fucks I do not give.
Not one was given that day.
No. One thing I think would be really cool, this is a pipe dream, I know Nintendo's not going to do this, but I had this idea in my head. I would love it if you can connect the NX to the Wii U to make it a unified thing. Like you put, that's why I want the NX to be a small box. You put it on top of the Wii U, and not only would it act as an external hard drive, but you could just have them read off the I know that's a huge order. That's not going to happen. I just thought that was a cool idea. I don't know. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of.
Especially with the way the NX is coming out. I mean, I don't see a PS5 or an Xbox 2 coming out anytime soon. Because they're very successful. They're very comfortable where they are. And again, Sony and Microsoft wants to do the streaming thing. And I have to admit, I think streaming is the future of television, but I'm very iffy about the future of games. Like, I just got the Apple TV recently. That plays games, but they're very iPhone-y type games. And there's a couple exceptions. Like, I noticed they have Disney Infinity.
That's what sells lately, though.
Yeah,
so you know what?
That's a different market.
Yeah, all power to them.
Well, as much
you know how many kids have iPads?
Well, as much as people
stuff.
pretend it is, gaming and mobile gaming are two different markets. It's completely different. Like, for one thing, you have totally different demographics. You have totally different
gameplay is totally less too.
The memory, there's a reason why they call core gamers, because they don't play games for the reasons of distraction or just for the enjoyment, necessarily just the enjoyment. It's also because they want to get into an experience, like Fallout 4 right here. Like, let's finally talk about that. Like Fallout 4 became Fallout, the series is so great because people.
What's Fallout 4?
People don't only just play a game; they play a mythos. They play a world. And that's why, and same thing for movies. People love Star Wars because Star Wars is a mythos. Star Wars isn't just great memorable characters. It's a great world.
It's a nostalgia boner.
Yeah, that too. But it's a great world. It's a great mythos. It's something you want to figure out. Like, whenever I talk to people watching a movie, all we can talk about is who Rey's related to, or who this guy is, or what happened with this guy and why.
Because of our experiences with the first one.
Yeah, because we want to learn about the world. Like, I believe that the best mediums have a world you want to learn about. Like, even Mario, for such a series that has such little story, it's amazing how many people want to theorize, how many people want to like talk about this one character, the side thing. Like hell, they'll talk about why Mario wore blue socks one day. Oh my god, I hate you. Indiana Bros. I'm just gonna announce it from now on.
On the subject of Han Solo.
No.
No.
Bro,
Nick still hasn't seen the movie.
His weapon is a
Han
Han
Brolo.
Han Bro, yeah.
Han Bro.
I was gonna Han So Bro.
His weapon. No wait. Han Solo cup.
Han Solo Cup, yeah. It's like why isn't that a thing? Why didn't Solo
It
Cups and
probably
planets
is.
make Han?
It probably is.
Oh, I would love that. Come on, Star Wars, sell out a little bit, please.
No, the second it sells out is the second all hell breaks loose.
That's so true. You know, speaking of selling out, and I'm not I don't want to give people the wrong impression, but I'm thinking about how marketing corporations handle themselves. Nintendo's very different now than they were in the beginning of the Wii U with the Wii. They were very safe with the Wii, and they're very, very safe with the Wii U. And, like, what I like is Nintendo's really opening up now. Like, they're a very traditionalist company, which I always respected, but in their own way, they're growing now. They're getting into the modern market, but while being themselves. And that's what I think would be great about the NX, because you have, like the GameCube, everyone didn't do well, but everyone liked it because it was such an experimental console. I mean, this is, again, different argument of how fickle gamers are, but then the Wii was flipped that over because everyone complained about that.
Let's make a game console where everyone is
Damn you, little Cuban!
Do you know what I say? I say they should.
That's an inside joke.
Hey, Nick, do they make fun of Pokemon on there? Slow Bro?
No. I think it's only movies.
That would have been funny, though.
That's a good one.
Slow Bro. What's the joke?
Yeah. It's like,
There's already a Pokemon like that.
You think it's like, of course, the middle evolutions, the cool gangster teenager, Slow Bro, and then they have Slow King, which is like the CEO media guy. He's like a fat cat. He's like, I've lived my life, I've seen things, you know.
My ass is.
I don't have to do anything anymore.
My ass is now on my head.
Ass is no.
But yeah.
So, what were we talking about?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Like, let's talk about Nintendo's. We talked about this before. Did I ever go up the smartphone thing?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so good. I don't have to go over that. But yeah, like Nintendo is getting into
Little Cuban.
Nintendo's getting into smart devices. Nintendo's getting into this quality of life thing. Nintendo's open to making games that they normally wouldn't make. Like it's like Nintendo's trying to change because people want change. Again, gamers are very fickle. Like in the GameCube, it's like, why are you changing so much? Go back to the way it was. Then with the Wii, why did you change anything?
Because it gets the reason they're like that is because it gets rid of the familiarity that they fell in love with in the first place.
Yeah, but it's the make up your mind argument.
Billy, they feel estranged. They need to have something.
I know, but it's just the make up your mind argument. What do you want? Like, I love again, Sticker Star was a bad game. Sticker Star was a bad game, making that disclaimer. When Sticker Star came out, I saw an excellent point. Like, everyone's complaining about how much they changed. This one girl made this thread. It was such a good point. She said, wait a minute, you complain that the new Super Mario Brothers doesn't change anything, which was coming out at the exact same time, but you say that the Paper Mario Sticker Star changes everything, and that's a complaint too. Like, make up your mind. What do you want? And again,
they can't figure it out.
Being a bad game.
They just want more and more.
Yeah, they're like, I want. Where's the plus members? Where's the turn-based strategy? What's with this sticker thing? Okay, so you hate it when changes are made, but you also hate it when there's no changes at all.
What do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Make up your mind.
And that's what I think will be cool about the NX. I think the NX will be a great middle ground. Because with the Wii U, I like to consider the Wii U with Nintendo as a relationship being an experimental phase for hardware. Because they experimented with online, they experimented with Miiverse, they experimented with their games, gameplay-wise, they experimented with this and that. It wasn't just, it's not like the other consoles. It's like, more powerful, new box, go. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's if it ain't broke, don't fix policy. But I think the NX is gonna be. I think Nintendo's learned a lot. I think they're gonna make a great middle ground. For one thing, they learned with their prices. Because what killed the 3DS in 2011 was the price. And they said to the Wii U, "Don't worry, we're not gonna make it expensive like we did the 3DS." The 3DS was $250. That was the price of a Wii at launch. That was ridiculous. But when they cut it to 150, it sold like crazy. And the Wii U, and I still swear to death to this day that the Wii U wasn't too expensive. The Wii U was originally $350, still the cheapest hardware of this just generation. And everyone complained that was too much. It should have been $300. I still to this day defend to death that that's not true. The Wii U came out with an HDMI cable, the first console ever to come with an HDMI cable, which HDMI cable is already pretty expensive as it is. It came with a gamepad. It came with a free game. Today, 2 free games. It comes with a gamepad, which is and it comes with a console with backwards compatibility. I think it's bullshit to say that $350 was too much. But again,
it's just the right price.
Yeah, but again, Nintendo thinks it through. They learn their lessons.
I say it's too expensive.
I bet you do.
More affordable for the common man.
But yeah, like like moving over to the NX, they know. They said we are aware that this is in the middle of a generation. We're gonna make this cheap. We're gonna make sure people can buy this. And the $150 rumor I can see is very
make it $10.
plausible, but the $200 I think is more likely. And $200 is really cheap for a home console.
I say no.
It's really cheap.
I say $115. More affordable for the common man.
You know the
right front.
You know the N64 was like $250, right?
What?
Logic in your face.
I think even the NES was like $189
NES was like the NES was like $200.
Yeah, it was something like that. I think.
And again, that has to do with inflation and blah 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 economic shit, blah 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 boopity boop. But
boring ass crap. Don't want to talk about it. Bye bye.
If you think about it, the price of games and consoles have been the same forever. And I like this generation.
No, not really.
No, I like this generation. No, yeah.
I remember when a new game was $30, $40.
That was for a handheld. Like, did you know?
No, it was for a console.
No, like, did you know Donkey Kong Country was worth $60 when it came out? Now, I mean, nobody wants to talk about that, but when Donkey Kong Country came out on the Super Nintendo, it was $60 to buy the cartridge. And in fact, Sega made a campaign to argue against that because most games were $50 or $40.
Well, you gotta keep in mind, I'm talking about like the PS2.
So that was discs.
I wasn't in stores looking at prices or remember them.
Well, that was like a PC-ROM game.
I do remember Game Boy Advance games being like $30 though.
Yeah, they used to be like $30. The point is,
here's my mommy.
The point is, games were the same price always. Like this is actually the first generation where it actually went up a little to 60. And it's like I like this generation. You have budget games, which are 40. You have third-party games are 50, and first-party games are 60.
I say no.
I like that mentality, and like again, if the SD card thing is true, that will be extremified. It did. Like you'll have $20 games, you'll have $60 games, 30, all based on how much memory and how much content is on the game, because that's how SD cards work.
You know what? No one is gonna want to buy a $60 SD card.
Well, here's the thing. There's no wasted memory. Not every game can be necessarily $60. Just the games you would say that's worth $60. And you know, like I agree, they probably will be 50 because you're right. There is this connotation about the SD card where it's like it's not a disc, so why would I spend that money on it? You're right. I agree with you. So like I would think they would say let's make it 50 for the most for the big type.
Or 45.
I say 40.
No, it would be.
I'd say between 45 and 50.
Affordable for the common man.
It wouldn't be 50.
No, I remember getting a Game Boy Advance game in the stores, and I remember it being like $30.
Yeah, they used to be around there. But that was again, that was a cartridge.
I remember the PS2 used to be.
That was because that was
40.
that's because that's cartridge versus disc. That's different.
PS2 is like 40.
Yeah, but that's a different thing.
Then it went up to 50. I remember. Then it went up to 60.
Again, though, you have to remember the market. Like cartridges are different than discs. That's where that comes in. That's why
I'm talking about the PS2 still.
Yeah, PS2.
And he's trying to make an argument.
Yeah, PS2 was discs versus cartridge because discs were seen as, oh, I'm not going to spend that if I can spend money on a cartridge. It's the same logic. It's like why would I spend because they get CDs out, which are like what, $15, $20 depending on the CD. And again, you know, one thing that's a problem with disc gaming is you can waste a lot of memory on a disc. Like, one thing that people give credit to Smash Brothers is they fill up that disc. And a Blu-ray disc sold a lot. That's what was great about the PS3 with the Blu-ray reader. It holds all of memory. So you can put a lot into a disc. And now, SD cards, you can customize how many gigs you need. So, you have this shitty shovelware game. You're not going to waste all that memory on an SD card. It's a waste of memory. It's a waste of money for manufacturing. You're going to say, throw that in a 5 gigabyte SD card. Like Batman, a lot of Arkham games end up being like 30 to 40 gigs, no problem. Like it's like I know we touched on this before, but the point is it's a more customizable format, and it has a lot of advantages. Like I want to see this true. Like something tells me Like something's burning in my head that they're gonna stick to discs, and it's not gonna happen. But I would just love if that was true. I would love to open up a 3DS looking case, like a square instead of a DVD disc, more storage, even more advantages, and open it up and take out this little square flat cake Ash Broly. That one's forced.
Yeah.
That was
Ash Broliums.
That one's forced.
Ash Williams. I already got rid of it. Sorry, man.
But yeah, like, there's just so many advantages to this. That's the rumor out of all the NAS speculation. I want that to be true.
For the SD card.
For the SD card. I want that. That is the future of...
Stay with discs!
That's the future of physical gaming.
Stay with discs!
You're just antagonizing everything I say in this video, aren't you?
Yeah,
Just for the
pretty much.
fun of it?
Nah.
That means
But that is fun.
Does that
You
mean
do know who
yes?
you're talking to, right?
Does that mean yes? Yeah.
I think it's fun.
I bet it is. No, yeah, it is good to have the opposite opinion. Right?
No. I actually listen. I don't have an opinion. Triple M does not have an opinion on discs or SD cards because he believes that if they can make
And we're
the
all out of
SD
time
card
for
work-
today.
If they can make the
Yeah, we're
SD
good.
card work, if we can make the SD card work, then it should be done. I just don't want to spend a shitload of money.
I'm telling you, it will be cheaper.
Like, if I have to spend $70 for a fucking game on an SD card, then
It will be cheaper. I'm telling you that will be cheaper. Like think about it.
I like that.
Yeah, like think about it. What do you spend more money on? A
But I still
flash
like having
drive
the game,
or a
the
Blu-ray
game,
disc?
the little game, collecting the game.
You will. It's still a physical thing.
No, I mean the little cases it comes in.
Yeah, you'll still have that. It'll just look different. Like I was talking with Nick.
Then if it's on an SD card, then why would they
it'll
need
probably
that?
be in a little case like this.
No,
Oh.
like I think you're used to thinking of SD cards as you put it in a computer and you take whatever's out of it.
I'm thinking of it like it's gonna be an online thing. Like
No.
you buy everything
It won't,
online
no.
and go straight to
You
your
could
SD
do
card.
that. You could do that. And remember, Nintendo did that before. Remember the Famicom disk drive? And they were going to do that again with the N64. Like, back in the Famicom days, you had what's called the disk drive. You attach it to the bottom of your Famicom, which for those who don't know, is the Japanese version of the NES. And you get these floppy disks. Remember floppy disks?
Oh, I
It said
do,
Nintendo on it, and you can either buy these floppy disks as is, or you can bring them back to the store, erase what's on there, and replace it with another game. It was very efficient. It was very cool.
We should bring back floppy
Cool.
disks.
That's what
I think
SD
they
cards
work, so-
essentially are.
I think floppy disks.
Freudian slip.
No, he said floppy tits, not floppy dick.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because if you read Freud,
Floppy
everything
disks.
is a penis.
And it's in
Lord.
love with its mother.
Yes, and it's in love with its mother.
So the SD card is in love with the floppy disk.
Yes,
I
yes.
guess so.
Well, floppy disks aren't that great because
God,
it can't hold that much memory.
Yeah, no. Floppy disks were invented just so you could have like something to store.
Yeah.
You're not gonna store like your
That was
whole,
to store papers.
Yeah,
Like a few karabyte. Is that what KB stands for? Karabyte. Kilobyte. Thank you. Like
Terabyte.
like I don't know why I was saying that, but yeah, like it's meant to send to a store like a few papers, maybe. I mean, like even photos on the internet back then were a lot.
Oh. I just got to the part where I got the sword and
Oh, the Monado.
yeah,
I love that
yeah.
thing. No, but yeah, think of it like a 3DS. It's gonna work like a 3DS cartridge system. What? I don't know. But yeah, like it's like I love that idea. I really do. Like
Yeah.
you could probably do that. That's a good point. You could probably order the games online, have a blank SD card, and throw it in. I would prefer to buy the game. Like I have a feeling that Nintendo could even offer new stuff. Like they maybe bring back instruction booklets, or maybe they can do it different. Like with the loyalty program, that could be different. Like I'm sure GameStop's gonna really push that because like there is this fight with download versus thing right now. And you know they're gonna put stuff in the SD card so you can't hack it. You know they're gonna do that. They're gonna make sure you can't hack it. They're gonna make sure you can't modify it, which people will find a way to do it anyway. But you know they're gonna protect it. That's like one thing I could think of. Like another thing actually that reminds me I forgot to talk about was region lock. Like I forgot to mention that because since we got into that topic about backwards compatibility, but I was gonna say there was two things I know the NX isn't gonna have: backwards compatibility and region locking. Because Nintendo got a lot of heat for the region locking in the day, and consoles in general are trying to fizzle out backwards compatibility for, again, it's for purely consumerism sake purposes. It's not about the efficiency of the gamer. But like yeah, you know, like I see so many benefits to this. Like hacking is going to be an issue when it comes to region locking and SD card, but just take the proper steps. You know, like so far, region locking has not been a problem for Sony and Microsoft. I mean, I never was against region locking. I just didn't think it mattered, and I did think it did. And I did think region locking helped a lot for Nintendo or Sony, whatever, any industry to keep track of where their buyers are buying and what they're buying. Like that's one thing. Like if you only buy games from Japan, chances are they're gonna say, "Oh, Americans didn't really like this game, so we're not gonna send it to them," and then everyone's pissed. Especially those who want to buy an English version of the game. Like that's a whole different argument. But the point is, people are very they love this idea of everything being region free, and I can agree with that. You know, I get that, but like I don't know why they're not doing this argument with Blu-rays or DVDs. I don't know why that's not a thing. But
well, if Triple M has an opinion on that, and he does, the region locking thing I think is a necessary thing.
I think so. I think it's from an industry standpoint. Actually, this is kind of like a flip of a coin argument from the backwards compatibility. Like this is the opposite we're talking about now. It's not about the marketers, now it's about the consumers.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, region locking it not only helps the businesses know what's going on in their product, it keeps the consumer safe.
Yeah, I agree with that too. That's another. I wrote an article.
It keeps the consumer safe.
I did write back when I wrote articles. I did write about this once, and I did get a lot of heat for that. But I stood my ground on that because that's one thing I said. I said a lot of times when you localize something, there is a lot that changes between two because. And again, I recognize it's not a big deal, but there's some things about it that'll alienate people from other cultures. Like, for example, in The Simpsons, remember that German kid from the school? Like,
Uter.
Exactly. They're making fun of foreigners with that.
Yeah.
Well, in the German version, he's Swedish. What if they get the American version? All of a sudden, it's like Brazil. All of a sudden, Germany hates The Simpsons, and they cut it off. Because Brazil, after the Brazilian episode of The Simpsons, banned The Simpsons because they hated even though they make fun of everyone, especially white Americans, every episode, they hated this idea of making fun of. And like, oh, I get it, I do. It's good to care about your image of your country, but like, that's.
Why are you suddenly attacking me, asshole?
No. Just take it.
Why are you suddenly attacking me?
Why are you suddenly? The countries are like, why are you suddenly attacking me? Because they didn't know that they were being attacked before.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get it. But emotional stuff aside, the point is because of the way it was presented to them, they didn't like it.
Jimmy, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
And again, that is for
came out of nowhere.
Region lock.
Yeah. Triple M also believes that if you make it region free, like.
But on the other hand, I like region free. I have I have to say I do take advantage of it. Again, I don't have an opinion on region locking. I personally think it's not a big deal, but I do kind of like having the freedom to buy games that I can't get. Like I like seeing different versions of games. Like. This is for retro games, though. I have the Retron 5, and what's cool about it is it can play any region as long as it has the right pin adapter. Like, I can play Japanese versions of NES and Super Nintendo games. I can also play Mega Drive games, which is the Japanese and European version of the Sega Genesis. And I think that's fun, because like I have I bought the Japanese version of Mario 2, which I never got to play before. And that's a lot of fun. I bought the same thing as the top loader. I bought this stuff. I like it. It's cool. And I would like to see that in modern day because I mean, have you guys have PS4s? Have you ever bought a region free game yet?
No. Right now,
I have a Vita on there, so I have a bunch of
pretty
import
fucking
games.
slim.
Because I would like to see like Jimmy. Would you? I imagine you would be interested in that kind of thing.
Well, cool. You can play as Fiora.
Yes.
That's cool.
Oh god, I can't tell you about Fiora.
Why?
Oh no. Oh, you guys, if you want to ask how much time spent by, just say it. We're not that. We don't care. Yes, an hour and 14. I don't know how long this is gonna be. I don't. We never do. When do we?
Well, is there any? Actually, is
we never had a time. We only have a time limit if I pre-recorded. Yeah. I mean, we never really have a set time. I noticed.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we'll have videos are like half hour, and sometimes they're 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like those E3 or E3 videos in the being
Well,
really long.
Triple M has the question
But
of.
I knew this would be a long topic. I'm sorry, but I do have to say, I knew this was going to be a long topic because there's a lot to speculate, there's a lot to talk about, and we know nothing about this console. We
And
know
considering the
everything.
fact of how often we go off on a tangent.
Yeah, but also we know, like again, we know nothing about this console, but we know everything about what people are saying about this console, and it's a big deal. That we never seen something like this from Nintendo. We never seen something like this from the industry since the Atari days, where consoles just show up out of nowhere, or not out of nowhere, but just show up. Like even Google wants to make a console. Apple's making Apple TV, trying to make Apple TV a console. Like everyone wants this gaming device. You haven't seen this in years.
A Google game console. Wow, what are they?
No one's gonna buy it. It's the same thing as
What are they gonna call it? The Noodle?
the OVA or
It's
the Ouya.
the Ouya did not do well at all. I'm sorry, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't think the
I don't know why he's
Oculus Rift
attacking
is
him.
going to do well. Honestly, I think that was a fad that
Hey,
people
but
are already
cancel
tired
it?
of.
Well, because it's not the virtual reality we were expecting.
Yeah, like that smart glass thing Microsoft has, that looks cool. I have to say. Like I'll never
Yeah.
buy it. I'll probably want the money to ever buy it, but that looks boss. I have to say. But that's not just meant for gaming. That's meant for
I'm
all
not
sorts
using
of
them as a
things.
joke.
Like that's like some futuristic
I
looking
need
crap
to.
right there. Yeah, you tell him, Tyler.
So, Triple M wants to know if we've covered everything.
I don't know. We never did talk about what launch
Rosemary
game.
wants Triple M to know to go fuck himself.
That's a good
For keeps
point.
referring to himself in the third person.
That's a good
Triple
point.
M refers to himself in the third person because he is above thou. Ha! How's that for a comeback? Straightforward.
You're still a fuck.
Triple M
call
still
it
deserves to
comeback.
be going to
All right,
be
so
fucked
I
himself.
think we should close off with some ideas of what a launch window for the X is going to be like. Personally, I think Dragon Quest that was announced will come out, and I see possibilities of a lot of ports like with the Wii U, like maybe have Mortal Kombat. I doubt that.
Yeah, and more, I think Ed Boon says I don't want to work with Nintendo because he didn't want to work with the Wii U because he says, oh what? I don't think it'll make me money.
No, like it's also because I'm sorry, they don't feel like working. Like when it comes to third-party developers, it's like, oh well, I want to program the same game 3 times and just focus on porting it over. Like I really respect those games that went out of their way for the Wii U version to be different. Like Shovel Knight's a perfect example. I mean, I know it came out on the Wii U first, but what was cool was when it came out on PS4 and Xbox One, they added content for them. And then we got our own content. They get their own stuff, we get our own stuff.
Damn it, Tyler.
I believe, you remember the Super Nintendo and Genesis days? That's what we should have again. You should have 2 different versions of the same game. 2 different Aladdins. Remember, like
Yeah.
when you play the Capcom Disney games?
Yeah.
Those are 2 different games on both consoles. Like
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, Mortal Kombat were 2 different games. Like that's what it should be again.
Yeah, it was like when your teacher told 2 kids to write a
Like,
message or something,
console
they both got
specific
something different.
deep.
Sega did that a lot with their like when they made a Wii version of a Sonic game or something. They have a different team. Like what's their names?
Bring back the golden age of gaming.
Sega team you're talking about?
No, Sonic Team usually worked on the higher
Sonic
HD
Team.
game. But there was what are their names? They make a lot. They always make the handheld ones. Well, point is, they're not. They know we have 2 different products that can do 2 different things. Let's take advantage of that. That's what it should be now. I wish it was that. But look, game developers are lazy. And look, I understand. Games are expensive to make now. I get that. But you know what? That's why I thought that the Wii U would have... Like, PS4 and Wii U have a lot of exclusives. That's how it should be. Like, if you buy a console, you're choosing the right to have your own gaming experience for that generation. Every generation needs to have its own face. But that also goes for different consoles. Like, the PS2 was a drastically different console than the GameCube. The PS1, this is a better argument, the PS1 was a drastically different console than the N64. Like, a lot of times when you see an N64 game, it was a PS1 port, and that way it can handle the graphics. But the PS1 typically had better sound, while the N64 typically had better models. And you know, like I think that should be a thing.
That time.
So, like again, like we can end this off now. I think it'll be really cool if we all come up with some idea of a launch window. So,
I say maybe with launch window meaning the date.
like meaning the games
Like,
that will
when
most
you-
likely come out to tease the want for the like for one thing.
What? No.
For one
It's
thing.
probably going to come out near a holiday, possibly Christmas.
No, not when it comes out. A launch window means that here's a console and here's the games we're putting out right away to get you.
Oh,
interested.
there's definitely going to be a Mario game. I say there's
Yeah.
probably maybe they might make an
I-
old classic style Mario game for the, like.
Well, that's
you
New
know,
Super Mario Brothers in a nutshell.
Well, I would.
I think they're going to
I would
avoid
think
New
that
Super
they would do a
Mario
Mario
Bros.
game that's kind of like Mario Maker,
I don't want to see another
but like
Mario Maker
in
game.
style rather than in mechanics.
And I don't want to. And you know what? I don't want to see. I don't want to see a Mario. I don't want to see a Mario Party game. I'm
Well-
tired of those.
Well, keep in mind though.
I disagree. I would like to see a Mario Party game.
I would not.
But back to the original.
They'll do that. I guarantee
No.
that.
I didn't really like the last Mario
No.
Party.
I did
must
too.
say.
Yeah,
love
I don't
Mario
know.
Party 10.
I like Mario.
Mario Party 10.
No, I
It's
didn't
good,
really like it
but
that
only
much.
because you get to play as Bowser.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
That's the
but-
only
But
reason
the
why.
thing is, I want to see a Mario game.
No, but hang on, I
Yeah.
do want you guys to keep in mind,
Huh?
though, this is important, that Nintendo is still going to support the Wii U after the NX, so there's really no point of saying, I want another version of this Wii U game. Like, don't say another Splatoon game, because honestly, the Wii U is still going to support that game.
Yeah.
I say that we need to get like a Conquest Mario game, like Mario 64, Luigi
I don't-
Mansion, that type of stuff.
Well, I personally think, like,
I actually think that they may actually give a. They may, despite what you just said, they may actually make a Pikmin 4 for the
maybe.
NX and the Wii U.
I can definitely, yeah, I agree with that. I definitely think it'll be a double, because they do that all the time.
They would also.
I agree.
They would also have a Zelda game because that's
I don't know, because Zelda U, they don't make Zelda games that close together. Maybe a
True,
maybe a
true.
Four Swords like Zelda game.
yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's saying that it may integrate like handheld and that they may
Yeah.
actually make it for the handheld section of that.
Well,
of the
there's a
game,
lot.
right?
Well, we know between Triforce Heroes and Link Between Worlds, they have a very healthy handheld Zelda titles right now. But you know what? Like, I'll go. I kind of said it, so I'll just start with this. I think I'm gonna repeat some stuff. I think there's gonna be a Mario Galaxy 3. I think there's gonna be a 2D Metroid game in the veins of Other M, but with a better story. I think there's gonna be an F-Zero game, which will flip everyone's shit.
I don't think there's gonna be a 2D Metroid.
I think so, because the 3D they're not going to want to touch for a while. Actually, I also would think there possibility of a Prime game after Metroid Prime Federation Force, because they did have show interest in reviving Metroid Prime. So it's like, I also think there's going to be F-Zero game.
Drops.
I hope there's gonna be.
Careful, those chains aren't that strong.
I'm thinking Sega's going to make another Sonic game. Personally,
Sega.
there's a possibility of. I think Dragon Quest will be a thing. Like, I'm also trying to think third party too. Like,
I would like to see Ed Boon get off his ass and make a Mortal Kombat game.
I'd see that.
Good luck.
that might be a possibility, because you know what?
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
third
Sounds
party-
like a Sony game.
No, but-
Sounds like a.
No, but third
Sounds
party.
like an Xbox game,
Exactly.
and I am not joking on that one.
No, but
buddy.
look. Third party developers are interested in this console. They're
Oh my
showing a
God.
lot of interest.
Greg is speechless.
For the record, all of my Mortal Kombat games that I have are
Are
for Nintendo.
Even Xbox 10.
Xbox,
Huh?
what?
I mean,
Xbox.
Mortal Kombat 10.
Mortal Kombat 10, I meant. Mother!
I heard Mortal Kombat 10 wasn't that good. Yeah, but really, I heard
Mortal Kombat 10. Are you saying Mortal Kombat
Thank you.
Armageddon?
No,
No,
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat
Kombat 10.
X.
X. I heard it wasn't that
I don't
good.
have that game.
Yeah.
I think it's for PS4 only.
It's a PS4
Oh, did you see the
only
new
game.
video, by the way? Mortal Kombat,
You should have seen what he did.
What the hell was that?
Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat motherfucking X in your face.
But yeah, like, so.
Uh,
But yeah, I have two more games in mind.
Yeah.
I was also going to say.
now we can't end it on that, so let's continue.
Yeah, but I was also gonna say Pikmin 4, but I like your idea of it also being on Wii U.
Well, we can also end it on pornography. We'll see you guys later.
I'm kind of on the fence about that though, because of the fact that they're still supporting the Wii U. So it might be just an NX game. I'm more on the side of that. But like, I would love to see what they can do. That's going to affect a lot. I would think there's going to be a new sports title, like some sort of. Well, I would think there'd be like maybe a Punch Out, and I'm going off there. Maybe a new Punch Out game.
Yeah, I guess Punch Out's getting a bit of a rise in popularity again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Nick? We'll go off. You kind of said some stuff too.
Honestly, okay, yeah, I would expect a Mortal Kombat game.
I would too, but as
It
a
just
port
came out
of
with
X,
one on the PS.
personally.
Yeah.
Like that's something people want to avoid with the NX, because the Wii U had all the ports, Arkham City, Mass Effect 3, and that didn't do well for them. But I honestly would love an Arkham
Watch
Knight.
Dogs, which is actually worse.
I honestly would love an Arkham Knights port to the NX, I would fucking flip for that because I finally got to play Arkham City. Well, on a console, I had the PC version, but I wanted a console version, and I think Arkham City on the Wii U is the best version of Arkham City. I'm going to defend that to the death. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps doing that though, because it's still very nerve-wracking to have someone take a knife and fucking jam
a dull knife.
It's fucking jamming in your leg.
In his defense, he jammed it in his and then jammed it in yours.
I'm just saying.
And that means it's okay.
I know Tyler had no intention.
Apparently.
I know Tyler had no intention of hurting me. I'm just saying you're still gonna have a reaction to the sight of that.
And
Yeah,
maybe
I know, but
having
it's
a
still-
hole in it.
Yes, Tyler.
I know, but still, I was
It's like I
trying
hate when
not
people,
to.
I hate when people go. I hate when
not
people
to
go.
describe it because-
you blinked. Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
blinked.
I was trying not to describe it so that this
Which?
video doesn't get
Of
marked.
course I did. I know. We'll be fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Nah, I really got nothing else now.
All
How
right.
about you, True Darkness? What would you like? Do
And
not
be serious!
Say,
Please, for the
do not-
God,
and
love
do
of God,
not
say,
say, for the love of
be
God,
serious.
do not say.
Pornography!
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna say it, but you tempted me, so I had to say
That's
it.
bullshit. No, I saw the
No,
glint
no,
in your
no.
eye.
You saw it in my eye. After
We
you
saw
said,
your eyes
don't
go light
say
up.
it.
No,
We
After
saw your
you
eyes.
said, do not say
saw
it.
your eyes
That's
light
what I
up.
thought about it.
no.
I was gonna say a Metroid game, like Billy said.
What kind of Metro game would you want?
Like another Prime game, but after you said don't say it,
all right.
I had to say it.
Who's up for a Mushroom Kingdoms Warriors game? I'm just looking at Hyrule Warriors there.
Who's up for a nap?
Who's up for Mushroom Kingdoms?
I would
Warriors?
love to see how. I would actually like to see how
They
that
have
would
Dragon
pan out.
Quest Warriors that apparently did really well.
You know what? You know what would be nice? Did you notice the last like Mario and Luigi game
Yeah.
where they fused it with
I can't wait to get my hands
They
on that.
fused the RPGs together. The two Mario RPG
Yeah,
games
a Paper
together
Jam.
into one.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to play
Paper
that.
Jam. That's the name. I would love to see another one of that for the NX.
Well, they have Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem.
because what you said earlier about them trying to combine handheld and console, that would work.
Yeah, that would be the way to show it off if that's true. Though, let's keep
Yeah,
that in mind.
if it's true,
Which I hope not, honestly.
I would like to see how they
I
do
wouldn't
it.
complain if it was, but I wouldn't really. I mean, maybe it'll be a gift I
I
didn't
mean,
know I wanted.
Nintendo, they're a powerhouse. They can last.
Yeah.
If everything they made was a flop from
Yeah, they
here
can
on
last
out,
for a few
they could
years,
still last a few years. They could last They could last over 50 years
I know,
on their
I know about the,
on residuals
I know
alone.
about the money they have in the bank, but the argument, the fact of the matter is, a business is still a business, and if you lose stock in investments, you will lose money faster than.
Yeah, but this is Nintendo. They're not gonna.
I know.
Their credit is good.
I know, but you know, if you're gonna
Good for like 50 years.
Yeah.
I know, absolutely. But if you run it could be, and realistically, it could be 25 to 26. Because if you really, crunching statistics is very different than real life practice. When it
I
comes
would love to
business.
see what their bank account looks like.
They have a lot of money. Oh my god.
I
Especially
know.
with the, especially with the Wii and
I'd love
the
to see what their
DS.
bank account
No,
looks
especially
like.
with the Wii and the DS, they have a lot of money in the bank. Like they're paying a lot of their employees right now purely on that money since the Wii U it was slugging. But yeah,
That's
go
nice.
ahead, Tyler. You said something about a Prime game.
Oh,
No, that's
God.
it.
He's good. That's all he
Of
was-
course, that's all his input.
Well, guys, don't make this a wish list. Just make this what
Well,
we
yeah.
realistically think Nintendo.
Well, yeah,
For Christmas, I want Metroid
Okay, I think
Prime.
we should end it here.
Well, Jimmy, you go ahead. What do you think?
He probably gave up on us a long time.
Hello,
Jimmy.
Did your phone die?
No.
What kind of games would you like to see for the new NX?
It's like he takes a nap and then wakes up when we
Yeah,
say
like
his
Jimmy,
name.
what do you think the launch window is going to be?
Let's say around 20. I'd say 2018.
Maybe that's a good point. Is there any like?
Yeah.
What type of
Not
games?
too far, but not
honestly,
too close.
when do they expect Pikmin 4 to come out?
Apparently it's almost done. Like Mimo was very secretive about it.
Like next year?
possibly. Maybe.
Well, it can't,
I would say-
it can't come out today.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, now
That's why I think it's gonna be a
maybe
Wii U
2
game because maybe Christmas 2016.
yeah.
Usually
So
when
I
it's
would
a
say
year,
it would come.
It could be a summer
I would
game.
say the launch for it would be Christmas 2017 or somewhere in the summer.
I think that's the most realistic.
2017, somewhere in the 2017.
Yeah, I think that's the most realistic
area.
thing. Absolutely, yeah. I think that's definitely the most realistic thing about the NX coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's something Nintendo's every try, because they are going to announce it in E3 2016. They said that in E3 2015. Reggie, like the first thing he said, we're not talking about that yet. We're going to talk about that next year. He directly said that. So we are going to know everything we need to know about that later. But yeah, you know. But you know what? Actually, come to think of it, Kid Icarus I can see having a game. Like an Uprising style game. I can see that being a launch game. Because everyone wanted a Wii U version of that game. And maybe a Luigi's Mansion sequel would be nice, but that's just me going off the wish list thing.
It's past my Betty by time.
Everything's past your baby.
Okay, see you later, Roseberry.
Yeah. Look, why don't you? Do you have any ideas?
Naps.
Okay, Naps the game.
Triple M.
Yeah, go ahead.
Triple M reporting
Go
out.
And Rosemary reporting to a
I
nap.
called back to the beginning of the video.
Alright, we'll see you guys later.
All right, goodbye.
See you, everyone.
Triple M reporting